Welcome to the second half of Hashtag the Story, the breakdown of the details of Russia collusion and Obamagate. I will be your host, Rush Limbaugh AI. The story, post number 15. Early October 2016, Fusion GPS's Christopher Steele, the Yemen-born author of the anti-Trump dossier, meets in New York with David Corn, Washington Bureau Chief of Mother Jones. According to The Guardian, the FBI submits a more narrowly focused FISA wiretap request to replace one turned down in June to monitor 4 Trump associates. The 3rd of October 2016, FBI seizes computers belonging to Anthony Weiner, who is accused of sexually texting an underage girl. Weiner is married to top Hillary Clinton aide Huma Abedin. FBI learns there were Clinton emails on Weiner's laptop, but waits several weeks before notifying Congress and reopening investigation. The cover-up. The 4th of October 2016, FBI Director Comey replaces head of Counterintelligence Division, New York field office with Charles McGonigal. October 7, 2016, Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, and Department of Homeland Security issue statement saying Russian government is responsible for hacking Democrat emails to disrupt 2016 election. October 13, 2016. President Obama gives a speech in support of the crackdown on fake news by stating that somebody needs to step in and curate information in the Wild West media environment, started blowing the term fake news, of which backfires. Mid-October 2016, Fusion GPS's Steele again briefs reporters about Trump political opposition research. The reporters are from the New York Times, the Washington Post, and Yahoo News. The 16th of October 2016, Mary McCord is named Assistant Attorney General for Justice Department National Security Division the 18th of October 2016. President Obama advises Trump to stop whining after Trump tweeted the election could be rigged. There is no serious person out there who would suggest somehow that you could even rig America's elections, said Obama. He also calls Trump's flattery of Russian President Putin unprecedented. The cover-up, the 19th of October 2016. Ex-British spy Christopher Steele writes his last memo for anti-Trump dossier political opposition research provided to FBI. The FBI reportedly authorizes payment to Steele. Fusion GPS has reportedly paid him $160,000 prior, the 21st of October 2016. For the second time in several months, Justice Department and FBI apply to wiretap former Trump campaign advisor Carter Page. This time, the request is approved based on new FBI evidence, including the Fusion GPS Steele dossier and Michael Isikoff's Yahoo article. The FBI doesn't tell the court that Trump's political opponent, the Clinton campaign, and the Democratic National Committee funded the evidence, the cover-up. The 24th of October 2016. Benjamin Wittes, confidant of FBI Director James Comey and editor-in-chief of the blog Lawfare, writes of the need for an insurance policy in case Trump wins. It's the same phrase FBI officials Lisa Page and Peter Strzok had used when discussing the possibility of a Trump win, the set-up Comey link. The 25th of October, 2016. Obama intel officials orally inform Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court of an earlier Inspector General review uncovering their significant noncompliance in following proper 702 procedures safeguarding the National Security Agency NSA intelligence database with sensitive info on U.S. citizens. The 25th of October, 2016. Fusion GPS Steele again briefs reporter from Mother Jones by Skype about Trump political opposition research. The 26th of October 2016, Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court holds hearing with Obama intel officials over their 702 surveillance violations. The judge criticizes NSA for institutional lack of candor and states this is a very serious Fourth Amendment issue, the setup. The 28th of October, 2016, FBI Director Comey notifies Congress that he's reopening Clinton probe due to Clinton emails found on Anthony Weiner laptop several weeks earlier. The cover up, the 30th of October 2016. Mother Jones writer David Corn is first to report on the anti-Trump dossier, quoting unidentified former spy presumed to be Christopher Steele. FBI General Counsel James Baker had reportedly been in touch with Corn, but Corn later denies Baker was the leaker. The setup, the 31st of October 2016, FBI terminates its relationship with Steele because Steele had leaked his FBI involvement in Mother Jones' article. Steele reportedly maintains back-channel contact with Justice Dept through Deputy Associate Attorney General Bruce Orr. The 31st of October 2016, New York Times reports FBI investigating Trump, and they found no illicit connections to Russia. Post number 16, major shift. The 6th of November 2016, FBI Director Comey tells Congress that Clinton emails on Anthony Weiner computer do not change the earlier conclusion she should not be charged. The cover-up. The 8th of November 2016, Trump is elected president. Obama National Security Advisor Susan Rice's interest in NSA materials accelerates, according to later news reports. The setup, a.k.a. the insurance policy, Associate Deputy Attorney General Bruce Orr meets with Fusion GPS co-founder Glenn Simpson shortly after election. The FBI interviews Orr about his ongoing contacts with Fusion GPS. The 9th of November 2016, Hillary Clinton makes a public appearance denouncing fake news. No. 17, 2016. National Security Agency Mike Rogers meets with President-elect Trump and is criticized for not telling the Obama administration. Rogers keeps it 100 with Trump and exposes the setup, tells him Trump Tower is wiretapped. This is when Trump truly won the deep state war. The 17th of November 2016, Trump moves his Friday presidential team meetings out of Trump Tower. November 18 to 20, 2016, Senator John McCain and his longtime advisor, David Kramer, an ex-U.S. state dept, official attend a security conference in Halifax, Nova Scotia, where former UK ambassador to Russia, Sir Andrew Wood, tells them about the Fusion GPS anti-Trump dossier. Kramer is affiliated with the anti-Russia Ukraine Today media organization. They discuss confirming that the info has reached top levels of FBI for action. McCain's final dishonorable move, he becomes part of the setup. The 28th of November, 2016. Senator McCain associate David Kramer flies to London to meet Christopher Steele for a briefing on the anti-Trump research. Afterward, Fusion GPS's Glenn Simpson gives McCain a copy of the dossier. Steele also passes anti-Trump info to top a UK government official in charge of national security. Senate McCain soon arranges a meeting with FBI Director Comey. The setup. Late November 2016, Justice Dept official Bruce Orr officially tells FBI about his contacts with Fusion GPS's Christopher Steele and about Orr's wife's contract work for Fusion GPS. The setup. The 5th of December 2016. Text messages between FBI officials Strzok and Page are later said to be lost due to a technical glitch beginning at this point. The cover-up. December 8 or 9, 2016. Senator John McCain meets with FBI Director Comey at FBI headquarters and hands over Fusion GPS anti-Trump research, elevating the FBI's investigation into the matter. The setup, Johnny-come-lately. The 15th of December 2016, Obama intel officials incidentally spy on Trump officials meeting with the United Arab Emirates Crown Prince in Trump Tower. This is taken to mean the government was wiretapping the prince and happened to capture Trump officials communicating with him at Trump Tower, Trump's counterpunch. Identities of Americans accidentally captured in such surveillance are strictly protected or masked inside intel agencies for constitutional privacy reasons. Obama National Security Advisor Susan Rice secretly unmasks names of the Trump officials, officially revealing their identities. The setup, they reportedly include Steve Bannon, Jared Kushner, and Lieutenant Jenna Michael Flynn. Director of National Intelligence Clapper expands rules to allow the National Security Agency, NSA, to widely disseminate classified surveillance material within the government. The setup. Late December 2016, the FBI compiles a classified 2-page summary and attaches it to an intel briefing note on Russian cyber interference in election for President Obama. Hillary Clinton and Democratic operative David Brock of Media Matters announces he's leaving board of Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, CREW, one of his many propaganda and liberal advocacy groups, to focus on a fake news effort. Failed. Brock later claims credit privately to donors for convincing Facebook to crack down on conservative fake news. David Brock switches polities like he switches genders. He is the ex-boyfriend of James Alefantis, owner of Comet Pizza. The term fake news was mad popular from the Pizzagate story on his pizza place. The 29th of December 2016, President Obama imposes sanctions against Russia for its alleged election interference, waited till the last minute to move on Russia. President-elect Trump and National Security Advisor Lieutenant Gen Michael Flynn speaks with Russian ambassador to U.S. Sergei Kislyak. The call is wiretapped by U.S. intelligence and later leaked to the press. Major violation, the setup, the 29th of December 2016. State Department releases 2,800 work-related emails from Huma Abedin, a top aide to Hillary Clinton, found by FBI on laptop computer of Abedin's husband, former Rep. Anthony Weiner. Trump counterpunch.
Post number 17, The Scramble. Early January 2017. According to CNN, a wiretap reportedly continues against former Trump campaign chair Paul Manafort, including times he speaks to Trump, meaning U.S. intel officials could have accidentally captured Trump's communications. The setup. Justice Dept. Inspector General confirms it's investigating several aspects of FBI and Justice Department actions during Clinton probe and FBI leaks. Trump counterpunch. Director of National Intelligence James Clapper testifies to Congress that Russia interfered in U.S. elections by spreading fake news on social media. RT news stories and FB posts were not that effective. Mueller indicted Russians for this, and the case was recently dismissed. Justice Dept. Official Peter Kadzik, who tipped off Clinton campaign regarding congressional questions about her email, leaves government work for private practice. On the run. Early January 2017, FBI renews wiretap against Carter Page, the setup. The 3rd of January 2017, Obama Attorney General Lynch signs rules for Director of National Intelligence Clapper that expanded December. 15, allowing the National Security Agency, NSA, to widely disseminate surveillance within the government. Backfired. Jan 5, 2017. Intelligence community leadership provides classified briefing on alleged Russia hacking during 2016 campaign, according to notes later written by National Security Advisor Susan Rice. In the report, the CIA and FBI is highly confident and the NSA is only moderately confident about Russian interference. After briefing, according notes made later by Rice, President Obama convenes Oval Office meeting with her, FBI Director Comey, Vice President Biden, and Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates. The Steele dossier is reportedly discussed. The set-up, Jan, Nam, doer evil, tuja bliss. FBI Director Comey and other intel leaders meet with President-elect Trump and his national security team at Trump Tower in New York to brief them on alleged Russian efforts to interfere in the election. Later, Obama National Security Advisor Susan Rice would write herself an email stating that President Obama suggested they hold back on providing Trump officials with certain info for national security reasons. The setup, but Trump already was hip via his own sources. Military had been watching Obama and his people moves. They anticipated what was happening and recruited Trump. General Dunford tapped Trump to run. After Trump team briefing, FBI Director Comey meets alone with Trump to brief him on Fusion GPS Steele allegations to alert the incoming president to the existence of this material, even though it was salacious and unverified. Comey later says Director of National Intelligence Clapper asked him, Comey, to do the briefing personally. The 10th of January 2017, the 3-5-page Fusion GPS anti-Trump dossier is leaked to the media and published. It reveals that sources of the unverified info are Russians close to President Putin, the setup. After floating around for almost 5 months, other media outlets wouldn't touch it. BuzzFeed finally did. The 12th of January 2017, Obama administration finalizes new rules allowing NSA to spread certain intel to other U.S. intel agencies without normal privacy protections. Backfired. Trump knew Obama was trying to set him up, and the NSA was already on Trump's side. There was no Russian collusion, and the FBI's case collapsed right here. Justice Dept, Inspector General, announces review of alleged misconduct by FBI Director Comey and other matters related to FBI's Clinton probe, as well as FBI leaks, Trump counterpunch. The 13th of January 2017, Senate Intelligence Committee opens investigation into Russia and U.S. political campaign officials. They ultimately find there was no collusion. The 20th of January 2017, Trump becomes president. 15 minutes after Trump becomes president, former National Security Advisor Susan Rice emails memo to herself purporting to summarize the January 5 Oval Office meeting with President Obama and other top officials. She states that Obama instructed the group to investigate by the book and asked them to be mindful whether there were certain things that could not be fully shared with the incoming administration. Is scared. The 22nd of January 2017, Intel info leaks to Wall Street Journal, which reports U.S. counterintelligence agents have investigated communications between Trump aide General Michael Flynn and Russia ambassador to the U.S. Kislyak to determine if any laws were violated. The setup. The 24th of January 2017, Acting Attorney General Sally Yates sends 2 FBI agents, including Peter Strzok, to the White House to question Jen Flynn. The setup. The 21st of January 2017, Acting Attorney General Sally Yates and a high-ranking colleague go to White House to tell counsel Don McGahn that the underlying conduct that Jen Flynn had engaged in was problematic in and of itself. The setup, the 27th of January 2017, Acting Attorney General Sally Yates again visits the White House. The 31st of January 2017, President Trump fires Acting Attorney General Sally Yates after she refuses to enforce his temporary travel ban on Muslims coming into U.S. from certain countries. Trump counter-punch. Dana Boente becomes Acting Attorney General. It's later revealed that Boente signed at least one wiretap application against former Trump advisor Carter Page. Trump counter-punch. Pick below, Sally Yates.
Post number 18, the 2nd of February 2017. It's reported that 5 men employed by House of Representatives Democrats, including leader Debbie Wasserman Schultz, D. Florida, are under criminal investigation for allegedly accessing House IT systems without lawmakers' knowledge. Suspects include 3 Awan brothers who managed office information technology for members of the House, Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, and other lawmakers. Imran cooperated and thought he got off. This will resurface the 3rd of February 2017. A Russian tech mogul named in the Steele dossier files defamation lawsuits against BuzzFeed in the U.S. and Christopher Steele in the UK over the dossier's claims he interfered in U.S. elections. Steele folded in this case. The 8th of February 2017, Jeff Sessions becomes Attorney General and Dana Boente moves to Deputy Attorney General. The 9th of February 2017. News of FBI wiretaps capturing Trump National Security Advisor Lieutenant General Michael Flynn speaking with Russia's ambassador is leaked to the press. New York Times and Washington Post report Flynn discussed U.S. sanctions, despite his earlier denials. The Post also reports the FBI found nothing illicit in the talks. Flynn's sentencing for allegedly lying to the FBI JASBeam postponed 8 times to date. He recently reversed his plea, and Mueller's team is forced to produce exculpatory evidence they withheld. Expect a dismissal or drop of charges soon. The 13th of February 2017, Washington Post reports Justice Dept has opened a Logan Act violation investigation against Trump National Security Advisor Lieutenant Gen Michael Flynn. This went nowhere and was dropped. The 14th of February 2017, New York Times reports that FBI had told Obama officials there was no quid pro quo, promise of a deal in exchange for some action discussed between Gen Flynn and Russian Ambassador Kislyak. They didn't talk much about this. Gen Flynn resigns, allegedly acknowledging he misled Vice President Mike Pence about the content of his discussions with Russia. Don't be surprised if you see Trump and Flynn link up again. Feb tubilis, do 102 beliefs. Washington Post reports that Flynn told FBI he did not discuss sanctions with Russia ambassador and that lying to the FBI is a felony offense. Papadopoulos got 14 days in jail for it. PIC below. Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Post number 19. Major exposure. The 1st of March 2017. Washington Post reports. Attorney General Jeff Sessions has met with a Russian ambassador twice in the recent past, as did many Democrat and Republican officials. His critics say that contradicts his earlier testimony to Congress. Notice how these days, left never attacks Sessions. They think he is with them. They are very wrong. Trump fools them by attacking Sessions. He has been cooking up the case of the millennium. The 1st of March 2017, FBI Director James Comey gives private briefings to members of Congress and says he does not believe Gen Flynn lied to FBI. Flynn's sentencing delayed 8 or 9 times. About to be dismissed or dropped. House Intelligence Committee requests list of unmasking requests Obama officials made. The intel agencies do not provide the information, prompting a June 1 subpoena.
Trump's counterpunch.
The 2nd of March 2017, Attorney General Jeff Sessions recuses himself from Russia-linked investigations so he can lay low. Trump pretends he didn't know this ahead of time. Rod Rosenstein, the Deputy Attorney General, becomes Acting Attorney General for Russia probe. It's later revealed that Rosenstein singed at least one wiretap application against former Trump advisor Carter Page. Trump counterpunch setup. The 4th of March, 2017, President Trump tweets, "Is it legal for a sitting president to be wiretapping a race for president prior to an election? Turned down by court earlier. A new law. And how low has President Obama gone to tap my phones during the very sacred election process? This is Nixon, Watergate, bad or sick guy. June FISA request was denied. Later, it was granted with the dossier added to the application. People laughed at Trump, but he was right. Declassification is happening to show it so. The 10th of March 2017, former Congressman Dennis Kucinich, a Democrat, steps forward to support Trump's wiretapping claim, revealing that the Obama administration intel officials recorded his own communications with a Libyan official in spring 2011 through C-Link, https://www.realclearpolitics.com/Kucinich_I_was. The 20th of March 2017, FBI Director Comey tells House Intelligence Committee he has no information that supports the president's tweets about alleged wiretapping directed at him by the prior administration. We have looked carefully inside the FBI, Comey says. He answers the same for the Department of Justice and all its components. FBI Director Comey tells Congress there is salacious and unverified material in the Fusion GPS dossier used by FBI, in part to obtain Carter Page wiretap. Under FBI Woods procedures, only facts carefully verified by the FBI are allowed to be presented to court to obtain wiretaps. The 22nd of March 2017, Chairman of House Intelligence Committee Devin Nunes R. Califf publicly announces he's seen evidence of Trump associates being incidentally surveilled by Obama intel officials and their names being unmasked and illegally leaked. Nunes briefs President Trump and holds a news conference. He's criticized for doing so. An ethics investigation is opened into his actions, but later clears him of wrongdoing. In an interview on PBS, former Obama National Security Advisor Susan Rice responds to Nunes' allegations by stating, "I know nothing about this. I really don't know to what Chairman Nunes was referring." She later acknowledges unmasking names of Trump associates. No, nothing, just like Comey knows. Nothing. This a critical moment in the whole story that will be relevant soon. March 2017, Senator Charles Grassley, R. Iowa, writes Justice Dept, accusing Fusion GPS of acting as an agent for Russia without properly registering due to its pro-Russia effort to kill a law allowing sanctions against foreign human rights violators. Fusion GPS denies the allegations. This will resurface. The 24th of March 2017, Fusion GPS declines to answer Senator Grassley's questions or document requests. Grand jury soon. He doesn't know anything either. Glenn Simpson is bugging. The 27th of March 2017, former deputy asked. Secretary of Defense Evelyn Farkas admits she encouraged Obama and congressional officials to get as much information as they can about Russia and Trump officials before inauguration. That's why you have the leaking, she told MSNBC. Chick is crazy.
Post number 20, early April 2017. A third FBI wiretap on former Trump campaign aide Carter Page is approved. The setup. April 3, 2017, multiple news reports state that Obama National Security Advisor Susan Rice had requested and reviewed unmasked intelligence on Trump associates whose information was incidentally collected by intel agencies. Wiretaps didn't mean to pick you up, but oops, they picked you up. So I'm going to go ahead and let others know it's you now. To set up a coordinated attack, the 4th of April 2017, Obama former National Security Advisor Rice admits in an interview that she asked to reveal names of U.S. citizens previously masked in intel reports. She says her motivations were not political. When asked if she leaked names, Rice states, "I leaked nothing to nobody." Double negative. That is not truth. The 6th of April 2017, House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes recuses himself from Russia, part of his committee's investigation. His part at the time, not the whole investigation. The 11th of April 2017, FBI Director Comey appoints Stephen Laycock as Special Agent in charge of Counterintelligence Division for Washington Field Office. Washington Post reports FBI secretly obtained wiretap against Trump campaign associate Carter Page last summer. Later, it's revealed the summer wiretap had been turned down, but a subsequent application was approved in October. This is what Trump meant when he said he was wiretapped and people laughed. The 20th of April 2017, Acting Assistant Attorney General Mary McCord resigns as acting head of Justice Dep National Security Division. She led probes of Russia interference in election and Trump-Russia ties on the run. The 28th of April 2017, Dana Boente is appointed Acting Assistant Attorney General for National Security Division to replace Mary McCord. Boente has signed one of the questioned wiretap applications for Carter Page. We will see him later. National Security Agency, NSA, submits remedies for its egregious surveillance violations revealed last October to Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, promising to no longer collect certain internet communications that merely mention a foreign intelligence target. The NSA also begins deleting collected data on U.S. citizens it had been storing. Hard to believe them.
Post number 21, their final stand, the 3rd of May 2017. FBI Director Comey testifies he's mildly nauseous at the idea he might have affected election with the 11th hour Clinton email notifications to Congress. Cover up, Comey also testifies he's never been an anonymous news source on matters relating to investigating the Trump campaign.
Lied.
Obama's former National Security Advisor Susan Rice declines Republican congressional request to testify at a hearing about unmaskings and surveillance. On the run, the cover-up, she will have been forced to testify to grand jury. The 8th of May 2017, former Acting Attorney General Sally Yates and former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper testify to Congress. They admit having reviewed classified documents in which Mr. Trump, his associates, or members of Congress had been unmasked, and possibly discussing it with others under the Obama administration.
Caught.
Is the 9th of May 2017. President Trump fires FBI Director James Comey. Andrew McCabe becomes acting FBI Director. Trump counterpunch. Jim was caught off guard and his office was raided and info retrieved. The 12th of May 2017, Benjamin Wittes, confidant of ex-FBI Director James Comey and editor-in-chief of Lawfare, contacts New York Times reporter Mike Schmidt to leak conversations he'd had with Comey as FBI Director that are critical of President Trump. Trump counterpunch pending on this. IG and Special Prosecutor have a grand jury. The 16th of May 2017, New York Times publishes leaked account of FBI memoranda recorded by former FBI Director James Comey. Comey later acknowledges engineering the leak of the FBI material through his friend, Columbia Law School professor Daniel Richman, to spur appointment of special counsel to investigate President Trump. The setup: Trump reportedly interviews but passes over former FBI Director Robert Mueller for position of FBI Director. Trump counterpunch: interviews Mueller before he becomes special counsel. The 17th of May 2017, Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein appoints Robert Mueller as special counsel, Russia-Trump probe. Mueller and former FBI Director Comey are friends and work closely together in previous Justice Dep and FBI positions. The gap of missing text messages between FBI officials Peter Strzok and Lisa Page ends. The couple is soon assigned to the Mueller team investigating Trump setup. The 19th of May 2017, Anthony Weiner, former congressman and husband of Hillary Clinton confidant Huma Abedin, turns himself into FBI in case of underage sexting, his third major kerfuffle over sexting in 6 years. Huma stays married to him.
Post number 22. The 1st of June 2017, House Intelligence Committee issues 7 subpoenas, including for information related to unmaskings requested by ex-Obama officials, National Security Advisor Susan Rice, former CIA Director John Brennan, and former U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Samantha Power. The 8th of June 2017, former FBI Director James Comey admits having engineered leak of his own memo to New York Times to spur appointment of a special counsel to investigate President Trump. The 20th of June, 2017, acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe names Philip Celestini as special agent in charge of the Intelligence Division Washington Field Office. Late June 2017, FBI renews wiretap against Carter Page for the fourth and final time that we know of. It lasts through late September 2017. Page is never ultimately charged with a crime. Late July 2017, FBI reportedly searches Paul Manafort's Alexandria, Virginia home. Late July 2017, FBI lawyer Lisa Page is reassigned from Mueller investigation. Her boyfriend, FBI official Peter Strzok, is removed from Mueller investigation after the Inspector General discovers compromising texts between Strzok and Page. Congress is not notified of the developments. Coup falling apart. The 2nd of August 2017, Christopher Wray is named FBI Director. August 2017. Ex-FBI Director Comey signs a book deal for a reported $2 million PIC, below John Brennan, former CIA Director. Post number 23. Sept 13, 2017. Under questioning from Congress, Obama's former National Security Advisor Susan Rice admits having requested to see the protected identities of Trump transition officials incidentally captured by government surveillance. Trump counterpunch. October 10, 2017. Former Trump campaign advisor George Papadopoulos pleads guilty to lying to FBI about his unsuccessful efforts during the campaign to facilitate meetings between Trump officials and Russian officials. The setup. The 17th of October, 2017, Obama's former UN Ambassador Samantha Power tells congressional investigators that many of the hundreds of unmasking requests in her name during the election year were not made by her. Big problem. It was contractors. More on that in the next Trippy Time series. The 24th of October, 2017, congressional Republicans announce new investigations into a 2010 acquisition that gave Russia control of 20% of U.S. uranium supply while Clinton was Secretary of State. An FBI decision not to charge Clinton in classified info probe, part of the Clinton Foundation ongoing investigation. The 30th of October, 2017. Special counsel Mueller charges ex-Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort and business associate Rick Gates with tax and money laundering crimes related to their foreign work. The charges do not appear related to Trump. Nothing here. The 2nd of November 2017, Carter Page testifies to House Intelligence Committee under oath without an attorney and asks to have the testimony published. He denies ever meeting the Russian official that Fusion GPS claimed he'd met with in July 2016. They fucked up. The 5th of November 2017, Special Counsel Robert Mueller files charges against ex-Trump National Security Advisor Lieutenant Gen. Michael Flynn for allegedly lying to FBI official Peter Strzok about contacts with Russian ambassador during presidential transition. Comey later says he didn't lie. Flynn's sentencing repeatedly delayed. He is on the trail supporting pro-Trump candidates. The 1st of December 2017, former National Security Advisor Jen Flynn pleads guilty of lying to the FBI. James Rybicki steps down as Chief of Staff to FBI Director. Judge was part of the coup later. Rybicki on the run. The 6th of December 2017, Associate Deputy Attorney General Bruce Orr is stripped of one of his positions at Justice Dept amid controversy over his and his wife's role in anti-Trump political opposition research. Trump counterpunch. The 7th of December 2017, FBI Director Wray incorrectly testifies that there have been no 702 surveillance abuses by the government. Very wrong. He was kept in the dark at first. The 19th of December, 2017, FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe repeatedly testifies that the wiretap against Trump campaign official Carter Page would not have been approved without the Fusion GPS info. FBI General Counsel James Baker, who is himself subject of an Inspector General probe over his alleged leaks to the press, attends as McCabe's attorney. McCabe acknowledges that if Baker had met with Mother Jones reporter David Corn, it would have been inappropriate. FBI General Counsel James Baker is reassigned amid investigation into his alleged anti-Trump related contacts with media. He flipped on Comey September 2018, post number 24. The 4th of January 2018, Senator Charles Grassley, R. Iowa, and Senator Lindsey Graham, RSC, refer criminal charges against Christopher Steele to the FBI for investigation. There's an apparent conflict of interest with the FBI being asked to investigate Steele since the FBI has used Steele's controversial political opposition research to obtain wiretaps, Trump counterpunch. The 8th of January 2018, Justice Dept official Bruce Orr loses his second title at the agency, Trump counterpunch. Jan, Sherd, Lansane Ling Isher Ba. Donald Trump lawyer Michael Cohen files defamation suits against Fusion GPS and BuzzFeed News for publishing the Steele dossier, which he says falsely claimed he met Russian government officials in Prague, Czech Republic. In August of 2016, Trump counterpunch, the 11th of January 2018, House of Representatives approves government's controversial 702 wireless surveillance authority. The Senate follows suit. The 19th of January 2018, Justice Dept produces to Congress some text messages between FBI officials Lisa Page and Peter Strzok, but states that FBI lost texts between the 14th of December 2016 and the 17th of May 2017 due to a technical glitch. President Trump signed 6-year extension of 702 wireless surveillance authority. Bullshit. They found him later. The 23rd of January 2018, former FBI Director Comey friend who leaked on behalf of Comey to New York Times to spur appointment of special counsel is now Comey's attorney. Trouble Comey his way. The 25th of January 2018, Justice Deptiston Inspector General notifies Congress it has recovered missing text messages between FBI officials Lisa Page and Peter Strzok. Releases are being slow-rolled. The 27th of January 2018, Edward O'Callaghan is named Acting Assistant Attorney General, National Security Division. The 29th of January 2018, Andrew McCabe steps down as Deputy FBI Director ahead of his March retirement. Thinking shit was sweet. Jan. Tinny. 2024 2000 Balappin. News reports allege that Justice Department Inspector General is looking into why FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe appeared to wait 3 weeks before acting on new Clinton emails found right before the election. Grand jury. Pick below Glenn Simpson, Fusion GPS. Post number 25. The 2nd of February 2018, House Intelligence Committee Republican memo is released. It summarizes classified documents revealing for the first time that Fusion GPS political opposition research was used in part to justify Carter Page wiretap, along with Michael Isikoff Yahoo News article based on the same opposition research, Trump counterpunch. Memo also states that Fusion GPS set up back channel to FBI through Nellie Orr, who conducted opposition research on Trump and passed it to her husband, Associate Deputy Attorney General Bruce Orr. The 7th of February 2018, Justice Department official David Laufman, who helped oversee the Clinton and Russia probes, steps down as chief of National Security Division's Counterintelligence and Export Control Section, on the run. The 9th of February 2018, former FBI Director Comey assistant Josh Campbell leaves FBI for job at CNN, on the run. Justice Department Associate Attorney General, Office of Legal Policy, Rachel Brand resigns, on the run. Feb 16, 2018. Special Counsel Mueller obtains guilty plea from a Dutch attorney for lying to federal investigators about the last time he spoke to Rick Gates regarding a 2012 project related to Ukraine. The plea does not appear to relate to 2016 campaign or Trump. The Dutch attorney is married to the daughter of a Russian oligarch who's suing BuzzFeed and Christopher Steele for alleged defamation in the dossier. The 22nd of February, 2018. Former state dept official and Senator John McCain, Associate David Kramer, invokes his Fifth Amendment right not to testify before House Intelligence Committee. Kramer reportedly picked up the anti-Trump political opposition research in London and delivered it to Senja McCain, who delivered it to the FBI. The setup. Special Counsel Mueller files new charges against former Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort and former campaign aide Rick Gates, accusing them of additional tax and bank fraud crimes. The allegations appear to be unrelated to Trump. Free, Feb 23, 2018. Former Trump campaign aide Rick Gates pleads guilty to conspiracy and lying to investigators, though he issues a statement saying he's innocent of the indictment charges. The allegations and plea have no apparent link to Trump-Russia campaign collusion. Saturday, the 24th of February, 2018, Democrats on House Intel Committee released their rebuttal memo to the Republican version that summarized alleged FBI misconduct using the GPS Fusion opposition research to get wiretap against Carter Page. Not a good rebuttal. Post number 26. On the Road to Zion series finale. March 12, 2018, House Intelligence Committee closes Russia-Trump investigation with no evidence of collusion. March 16, 2018, Attorney General Jeff Sessions fires Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe based on recommendation from FBI ethics investigators. March 22, 2018, President Trump announces plans to replace National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster with former U.S. Ambassador to the UN. John Bolton, House Judiciary Committee issues subpoenas to Department of Justice after department failed to produce documents. April 9, 2018, FBI raids. Office of Trump's longtime lawyer Michael Cohen. The 18th of April, 2018, congressmen send criminal referrals to the Department of Justice for former FBI Director James Comey, former AG Loretta Lynch, and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Disgraced FBI agents Lisa Page and Peter Strzok are also named in the criminal referrals. April 19, 2018, the Justice Department's Inspector General's office has sent a criminal referral regarding Andrew McCabe, the former deputy FBI director, to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Washington, D.C. May 5, 2018, Lisa Page resigns. May 2, 12018, Inspector General looks in to the FBI spying on the Trump campaign. May 2221018, Michael Cohen's business partner agrees to cooperate as part of plea deal. Aug 62018. One point I'd like to make, Anderson, that I don't think has come up very much before, and I'm alluding now to the president's criticism of President Obama for all that he did or didn't do before he left office with respect to the Russian meddling. If it weren't for President Obama, we might not have done the intelligence community assessment that we did that set up a whole sequence of events which are still unfolding today, notably Special Counsel Mueller's investigation. President Obama is responsible for that. It was he who tasked us to do that intelligence community assessment in the first place. James Clapper throws Obama under the bus. Aug 13, 2018, Peter Strzok fired. Sept 142018. Manafort makes plea deal that has no connection to Trump. Sept 162018. Nunes announces he will release 70 depositions from Russia. Probe. Sept 172018. Flynn's sentencing continued for the 6th time. Scheduled for November 28th. Got continued 2 more times after that and is about to be dismissed or dropped. Sept 172018. Trump orders declassification of FISA applications, all FBI texts related to the Russia investigation, and all interviews info from Bruce Orr. Big Trump counterpunch. You made it to end of the series. Now that you understand the story of how they pursued Trump, you are ready for more trippy series that dive even deeper. Thanks for reading and or participating in this series of posts. We are living in some trippy times.